I dated a girl about 2 years ago, and she graduated from university. She was an architect, or well, getting into being an architect. And I went to the graduation, and they spent 2.5 out of 3 hours of this graduation talking about LGTB alphabet soup, nonsense, virtuous Indigenous land stuff. This is our Indigenous person of the year. This is our LGTB person of the year. It's like, at any point, I mean, A, are we going to tell the women, hey, you should probably be having kids, not wasting your 20s with a degree, because you're going to hit the panic button and morph into a hyena at 28 when you don't have the kids that you want because you're biologically wired to want that. No, they're not going to tell them about that. Number two, are we going to celebrate anybody that actually did anything good in school, or are we just going to tell everybody about how good of a person they are? And I'm sitting here thinking, this is what they've done for the last 2.5 of the last 3 hours. What has she taken and what kind of programming has she been indoctrinated by the last 4 years? And then you wonder why, when you have the most university-educated women per capita in the world, nobody has more university-educated women than in Canada. And when women are university-educated, they pull the pin 90% of the time in divorces. You wonder why the shit's so messed up. There's a hint for you. Oh, man. I'm so glad I only did 2 years of university, and I saw right through all this. Now, again, this is not financial advice. I need to preface this because apparently that's a big thing you have to put on YouTube. This is not financial advice, but I will not put a dime towards anything or any asset that does not produce income for me. So, for example, if you buy a house, it's funny, if you inflation-adjusted home prices, in 50 years, they have not gone up at all. They've only gone up relative to what the inflation has been and the debasement and the purchasing power removal of the dollar. So no, just sitting on a home is not an asset. If you own a home, somebody rents and you get money, that is an asset. I only want to own assets that help me in some way, shape, or form produce income. For example, I deploy my capital into gold. Personally, I believe gold is going to be worth a lot more in the next 10 to 15 years than it is now, even the next 5 to 10 years. Bitcoin, again, despite the drawback recently, which has been a great purchasing opportunity to get 50% off, and I've bought kind of all the way down to stock up on some more, I believe that Bitcoin is going to go to the moon at some point. And when you factor in Uncle Larry at BlackRock and also Uncle Donnie are two of the top 5 biggest Bitcoin holders in the world, Uncle Larry at number 1, Trump at number 5. They got money in the game. They got skin in the game. That's good enough for me. I think that's going to be enough to pull it all the way up to the top. I think they're going to use gold and Bitcoin to do something with the debt at the end of the year, either revaluing gold or using Bitcoin to shoot it to the moon, manipulate it, and then using that to pay off the debt. I think both of those are very realistic. I can see both of those happening. I've got a little bit in silver and some other precious metals as well. But then lastly is the high dividend paying government monopoly-backed Canadian stocks. The reason being, yes, the Canadian government has completely regulated profitability and any business existence out of existence by punishing you with taxes and regulation. So, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, if you want to be creative or innovative, they regulate it out of existence. You can't do that. But those government monopolies that are being protected by that regulation have such shit products. Like, for example, TELUS, product shit. Rogers, product shit. Boston Pizza. Who eats at Boston Pizza? It's literally fast food on a plate. They plate the fast food. Shit products. But because they're government-backed monopolies, they have to offer a high dividend to get your investment.